Good evening and welcome to Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines, Iowa, the home of the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. Alongside Gina Rogers, I'm Emery Songer, and in just a moment we'll have the matchup between the Glenwood Rams and Lewis Central Titans right here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company. Gina, all right, we're back at it here. Semifinal day for Class 4A. Just watched the number one seed undefeated North Scott Lancers get themselves into the championship game. And these two teams, pretty high-powered offenses, looking to join them.
Absolutely. We expect a fast one here tonight with lots of points scored.
Yeah, on top of that, both of these teams had a little bit different route to get here. Glenwood was, I mean, you don't want to say ease when it comes to the state tournament, but didn't have to sweat too much, whereas you have Lewis Central, who battled from behind multiple times, forced overtime, and was able to pull what was an upset, a 6-over-3 upset in the quarterfinal round. And that could bode very differently for these teams. Lewis Central probably feels like they're playing with house money.
Yeah, they are. But on the other hand, that Glenwood-Gilbert game in the first round was the most high-scoring game of the tournament thus far. They put up a lot of points, 89 points. I was actually the scorer for that one, so I had to count all those up. Yeah, I was busy. So both teams looking to put some points on the board here tonight.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at Glenwood, their road to the championship here. Yeah, that's a 0 in the loss column. That's pretty darn good. And they defeated Gilbert in the quarterfinals, like you said. That's a lot of points to be scoring in a state tournament game. We see typically teams well below their season average. That was not the case. 22 bench points in that win over Gilbert, and 5 different players in double figures. Not a lot of teams can go that deep offensively.
Absolutely, and that's the important thing, that they really trust each other. They trust each other to make every single shot, and that means when whoever comes in off the bench, it's really just kind of the next woman up, and they can trust them for the same, to put out the same effort.
Yeah, and on the other side for the Titans of Lewis Central, 20-5, but they did defeat Ballard, and that was a gutsy win, a hard-fought win, much lower scoring, as mentioned. 47-46 was the final there over Ballard, and 21-8. I mean, when you're talking about Delaney Esterling, 5'11", she's not going to be the tallest player out there, but she plays big, and she was clutch in so many different ways on both ends of the floor. 8 of 14 field goals, which, again, anything over 50% of this tournament is really key, and they also scored 17 points off turnovers and 17 of 47 possible points. That's a large chunk.
Absolutely, and the important thing to remember about this game is this is the third time this season that these teams have met. And so, they say that old story about, it's hard to beat a team 3 times. But I talked to both the teams beforehand, and they're both super motivated. As a matter of fact, Lewis Central said that Glenwood had ended their season in volleyball this year. They ended their season in basketball last year, and they ended their season in softball this summer. So Lewis Central wants this one bad.
Yeah, if you look on a map, these two schools are basically a county line apart in very western Iowa. So us in central Iowa, we don't see these kind of teams too awful much until we get to the state tournaments. And every time you've seen these two teams link up, a lot of times it happens before they get to a state tournament because of their geographical locations. And it's just been Glenwood's time. Lewis Central would love to kind of equalize that, but they're up against a very high-powered and balanced offense in the Glenwood Rams. We'll go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll come to the Kruger Seed Seeds for Success and have your starting lineups as well. You're watching the 2020 Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
They say Buena Vista University is in the middle of a bunch of fields.
Hey guys, wait up!
Game on. They say our idea of fun is morning tea, and afternoon tea,
and anytime tea.
And we hang out like bumps on a log.
They say Storm Lake, Iowa isn't in the center of the action. And when we study, we're not exactly grounded.
But you know what we say.
You gotta see it to believe it.
It's game day. Brisket smoking. The stakes are huge. Full rack, baby back. Fired up, quarter pound. Fast pass, dribble down. Slam dunk. Buzzers beat.
Victory goes to Fairway, the champion of me.
Des Moines. The yeses are silent. Our city is buzzing. Catch what you've been missing today.
We are back here live from the Iowa Girls High School State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Emery Songer alongside Gina Rogers. And without further ado, let's fire off to our Seeds for Success powered by Kruger Seeds. And for both of these teams, there are a couple of different things that you think could set them apart and have a chance to get into the championship game.
Absolutely. So Glenwood needs to win the rebounding battle. The Lewis Central is known for their volleyball prowess as well. They know they can jump, so Glenwood has got to get in there and win on the boards. They also want to turn it into track meet. They want to get up and down the court, make it as fast as possible. If you're Lewis Central, you need to defend that three-point line, get out and defend, and stop Glenwood. They like to make baskets in transition.
On top of that, when you think about these two teams, you know what's on the line. A date with undefeated North Scott in the Class 4A championship in a couple of days. Today's Seeds for Success were brought to you by Kruger Seeds. The next time you're in need of corn or soybean seed, give your local Kruger Seeds dealer a call. Kruger Seeds, first-class seed, first-name service. Learn more at KrugerSeed.com. We'll take our final break before tip-off, and when we come back, we'll have your team intros and the starting lineups for this tournament matchup between Glenwood and Lewis Central. You're watching the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise, and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics, because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
Crowded lecture halls? Not anymore. Southwestern Community College is a different place. It's where we break from traditional college to do what's best for your career. It's about teaching the way you learn, having fun along the way, and giving you the experience you need for what comes next. A job and an income in as little as 1 year. That's why you go to college in the first place. Southwestern Community College. Your career starts here. Check out SWC's career-related programs at swciowa.edu/yourcareer.
I'm an Iowa teacher. I fight every day to make sure that the students have real-world life skills. My Iowa Bank helps any way I need them to. They have come to my class to be guest speakers. They have welcomed us into the bank. If you don't have a relationship with your bank, you need to make one. I love my Iowa Bank.
More Iowans choose to bank with an Iowa bank. Get to know a real Iowa banker and discover the genuine difference of Iowa banks.
Fans, the Iowa Bankers Association is proud to help students reach their goals both financially and educationally, and that's why they're honored to provide 5 student athletes from this year's basketball tournament with $1,000 scholarships. You can follow their Facebook page, facebook.com/Iowa Bankers, to see the winners. Iowa Bankers Association. Teams are at the benches. We are just minutes away from the opening tap, but before we do that, we need to meet these two teams and get you set for the action. Class 4A semifinals. And to meet these two teams, let's go to our public address announcer, Joe Hammond.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines, Iowa for the 2020 Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. Tonight's semifinal matchup will feature the Lewis Central Titans and the Glenwood Rams. Fans, it's now time to introduce the players in tonight's semifinal matchup. First, the non-starters for the Lewis Central Titans. Number 0, Kirsten Smith. Number 3, Keely Derricks. Number 5, Taylor Elam. Number 20, Riley Shaw. Number 12, Jaden Cross. Number 13, Isabella Smith. Number 20, Grace Ruzichka. Number 24, Jordan Peterson. Number 33, Megan Elam. And number 34, Adrian Okerbloom. The assistant coaches for Lewis Central are Chris DeMark and Tom Hutchinson. Now let's meet the non-starters for the Glenwood Rams. Number 20, Haley Sell. Number 4, Coral Matheny. Number 10, Emma Hughes. Number 11, Madison Barrett. Number 13, Abby Hughes. Number 24, Grace Neitzer. Number 25, Kate Hughes. Number 32, Cameron Crouch. Number 33, Morgan Stanislav. And number 34, Kennedy Jones. The assistant coaches for Glenwood are Brian Diekman and Holly Schneider. And now, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for tonight's starting lineups? For Lewis Central, a 5'7" senior, number 1, Hadley Hill. And for Glenwood, a 5'10" freshman, number 3, Jenna Hopp. For Lewis Central, a 5'5" senior, number 4, McKenna Paulson. And for Glenwood, a 5'10" senior, number 14, Jocelyn Lewis. For Lewis Central, a 5'9" junior, number 21, McKenna Pettipier. And for Glenwood, a 5'8" sophomore, number 22, Madison Camden. For Lewis Central, a 6'1" senior, number 23, Megan Whitty. And for Glenwood, a 5'9" junior, number 23, Ellie Scarborough. For Lewis Central, a 5'11" senior, number 25, Delaney Esterling. And for Glenwood, a 6'3" sophomore, number 35, Brinley Arnold. The head coach for Lewis Central is Derek Archer, and the head coach for Glenwood is Brian Rasmussen. The floor officials tonight are Travis Carroll, Tyler Eason, Scott Cook, and the bench official is TJ Augustine.
All right, as you see here, two teams hungry for a berth in the state championship, Class 4A. North Scott already has punched their ticket. There's your starting lineups for Glenwood: Jenna Hopp, Jocelyn Lewis, Madison Camden, Ellie Scarborough, and Brinley Arnold. And for the underdog Lewis Central Titans, Hadley Hill, McKenna Paulson, McKenna Pettipier, Megan Whitty, and Delaney Esterling. And I'll tell you this, Esterling was such a huge part of that 47-46 overtime win for this team over Ballard in the first round in the quarterfinals a couple of days ago. But this Glenwood team, she's going to have to be very, very good and get some help for them to be able to hang with the high-powered offense as the tap is won by Lewis Central.
Absolutely. It's going to have to be, like you said, everybody playing their part and even some bench help. Good start.
Mid-ranger for Esterling immediately for Lewis Central. And now Glenwood into the front court, having scored the most points of any team so far in a game in this state tournament in their first-round matchup against Gilbert.
Titans in a man defense.
Oh, and they get a steal here. Poking it away is Pettipier, and she does not have numbers, so she'll settle it down before she crosses the timeline. Gets it over to Paulson. Paulson into the corner. Esterling's pass back to the top. Whitty. She goes with the left hand. Leaves it. Here's a three from Hill. That one off the side of the rim, and the rebound pulled down by Jenna Hopp. Just a freshman, Jenna Hopp, playing on the big stage. Down low, little spin move, and a foul is going to be called as Jocelyn Lewis got position and will head to the free throw line for a pair.
So as we're seeing already, Glenwood's looking to, really keep the pace, really control the pace of the game and wants it to be quick.
Possession number is important to them. The more shots they get, the more points they can score, and that is their recipe for success as Lewis switches the first free throw. 88% coming into the tournament from the line, but didn't get there a whole lot during the season. In and out on the second. Rebound to Hadley Hill. Hill gets it right back and crosses the timeline. Over into the corner, Esterling takes a peek, and that pass goes right to the waiting arms of Glenwood. Tough shot, unable to go down for Madison Camden. She's just a sophomore, so a couple of underclassmen getting big roles in the backcourt here for the Rams, and two more free throws coming up for Camden, who shot them at 77% clip and shot more than anybody else on this team.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this team is very young, and Coach Rasmussen, this is only his second season at Glenwood, and he's been able to bring them here. He's coached for 13 total, but second season at Glenwood, and here they are playing for an opportunity to get to the state championship.
Second one, nothing but the bottom. They haven't lost this year, lost 5 games last year, so they were very good last year as well. He has had a lot of success in the early going in his career with Glenwood. 2 free throws went down there for Camden. Pardon, Jocelyn Lewis, my mistake. Here in the front court, here's a 3, stepping into it, knocking it down is Hadley Hill, and you figure Lewis Central's going to need all the shooting they can get if they're going to hang in this one.
Yep.
Here on the drive is Whitty. Or pardon my mistake, that's Scarborough. Back to the outside, a 3 is short. The rebound knocked away, and it'll go out of bounds. And they say it did bounce off of a Glenwood hand, and it will be Titan basketball. And now we're seeing some pressure being shown by Glenwood.
Court press, 2-1-2. So they're going to look to get, so if you're Lewis Central, you want to look to try and get it in the middle if they stop you, but looks like they're going to be able to break it here.
They lob it into the front court to Hill. Drops it.
Glenwood's going to stay in that zone.
Yeah, they kind of shifted back. You can tell they're very disciplined within that zone of where they're supposed to be. There's a double team. Lewis Central goes cross-court pass. Hill another 3 on the way. This one is long, but a rebound on the offensive glass by Pettipier. Inside, tough shot, a lot of contact. Whitty couldn't get it. Well, she gets it right back after the offensive rebound. Pulls up this time for a little bunny. Can't get the roll. Rebound pulled down by Ellie Scarborough.
So the Rams doing a good job there getting out of that one. Gave up 2 offensive boards.
Up and under. Nice finish on the run that time by Jenna Hopp, the freshman.
And that's what Glenwood looks to do. Is they like to score their points in transition. Quick, get up and down the floor.
And they survived a second and a third chance opportunity defensively on the other end and immediately turned a rebound into a fast break opportunity.
Right.
Steals are one thing, but if you can get a rebound and create that kind of pace, that is something special. This long rebound off of a 3 missed that time by McKenna Pettipier, and here come the Rams again. Oh, look at the drive and the floater by the sophomore, Madison Camden.
So this is, I talked to Lewis Central before the game. They said they wanted to make sure that they got off to a fast start and didn't get down. In their previous meetings, they had to dig themselves out of a hole. You need a score here.
Nice cut that time. Pettipier lays it in. That's a great look inside. And it's 7-all here, just over 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. Here's an NBA length 3, around and out that time by Hopp. A rebound taken away.
Esterling had good position on that rebound there.
She's going to need every last bit of her size and her ability to get in the right position, knowing how aggressive that Glenwood can be offensively and how they crash the glass. Right side, Hill wants another 3. Yes, rattles it home.
So 2 down for Hill this morning. Hill, the soccer player, is going to go to Wartburg to play soccer.
Well, she is showing her prowess to shoot a basketball. Look at the spin and the finish by Ellie Scarborough. That's the third different player to finish a transition bucket for Glenwood. It is not just one player, as we talked about. In the win against Gilbert the other day, 5 players in double figures. You just do not see that in girls basketball at this level.
Yeah, it's absolutely astounding. And they had several players that scored.
Going to be a foul on the entry pass. It was a good look from Hill, finding Whitty. The foul is going to be called on Jenna Hopp. Just the first foul on Glenwood.
Now, Hopp will have to be careful. The previous game in the first round, she did foul out in the fourth quarter.
A couple of substitutions for both teams with the kind of pace that we're seeing. We're going to be seeing a lot of that. We'll catch you up on all those as Isabella Smith, one of the 2 that come in here for Lewis Central, along with Jaden Cross. And all subs brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. Steal on the inbound pass. Here comes Hopp. She'll go all the way. Left-hand layup. That's a tough shot. No good. And the rebound pulled down by Esterling. And her pass is out of bounds.
So Lewis Central, I feel like they need to just kind of slow it down a little bit and try to, like I said, control the pace of the game.
Yeah,
right
they're
now,
playing Glenwood's pace now.
Absolutely. That's exactly right.
Glenwood will let you score a few points here or there if it means they can run back and forth, because they think overall throughout the length of the game they're going to be able to beat you with that. As the long 3 by Scarborough, no good. Pulled down and quick leak out pass. Woody up, under, tough shot. That was good defense in transition, but Glenwood can't handle the rebound, and it'll stay down here with Lewis Central. Their 2 substitutions that came into the game. Coral Matheny, yet another sophomore, and then Abby Hughes, another sophomore.
Yes.
This is scary. In fact, this team hasn't lost yet. And the fact that they have so many underclassmen that are playing big minutes.
You know, the thing is they trust each other. That's one of the things that Coach focuses on, is trust one another, and boy, they really have bought into that.
A good job on the tie-up after the missed 3 by Isabella Smith, and the possession arrow goes to Glenwood.
So this allows Lewis Central, the Titans, to set up their press, also in a 1-2-2. Kind of a diamond press here.
That's a tough pass, and they're going to get Esterling a little bit too aggressive, trying to reach in the passing lane, and fouls Matheny. That's the 3rd team foul on Lewis Central, and the 1st on Esterling.
Little discussion here by the officials, making sure everyone's in agreement. Yep.
Substitution, Esterling will come out for a second. Grace Ruzichka going to come into the game. She is a junior guard, so a little bit smaller, a little bit more speed out there, but you are giving up a lot of rebounding and inside presence when Esterling has to come out of the game. Out of bounds. Put on the line that time on the catch by Abby Hughes. She was almost able to keep it in, but it looked like that right shoe just got the edge, and we have a perfect view right down the line here. More full court pressure shown by Glenwood. Inbound pass.
Full court man is just a straight full court man here.
McKenna Paulson will dribble it up. Gets it over to Cross. Cross back to the top to Ruzichka. The team rotates around. Good offensive set here with the passing. Here's Whitty inside. Fights through some contact. A little too strong. And the rebound out of bounds to Glenwood. But a solid look, and they're going to Whitty, who now is the lone big, if you will, on the floor.
Right. She did have a solid look, but she wasn't squared up to the basket, so that's why she was just a little bit off there. The defense kind of kept her from squaring up.
And they do a good job, Glenwood does, of challenging shots and forcing you to try to shoot around their arms. Here's a good press break this time. A little behind on the pass, though. Good job by Hopp just to corral it, and she'll have 2 shots after she is fouled on the drive.
And that's the other thing. We've seen Hopp go down here twice. The first time she didn't get the call, but the second time she's just trying to get the shot up, trying to get the contact so she can step up to the free throw line.
She averages 13 points a game, also 2 assists on top of that. Makes the first. She came in shooting at 69% from the foul line, and a pretty high volume shooter as well. She knows how to get there. Second shot rattles in, and Glenwood takes an 11-10 lead. Oh, miscommunication on the inbound pass, and a steal for Glenwood. Outside here is Emma Hughes. Hughes, good defense by Paulson, knocks it out of bounds, and it'll stay here with the Rams. 2.5 still left to play in the first. Inbound pass is knocked away again. This time, Jaden Cross getting a hand in the passing lane.
So the Titans being active here.
Again, looking to inbound it and eventually getting it done here was Matheny. On the right wing is Hughes. Goes down. Matheny had good position, but again, good defense by Lewis Central. And then the rebound and a foul on Coral Matheny as she tried to track down her own miss. Good positioning by Paulson on the weak side.
So again, we're going to see full court pressure here. It looks like a straight full court man. We got Scarborough back, kind of at safety. Now they're just going to drop off.
Well, I mean, the fact that they keep dropping off here, they've done an excellent job, both in the half court and in the full court press. Lewis Central hasn't gotten a ton of good looks except for outside. And here's another one from the right wing, but this one well short coming from Jaden Cross. Glenwood clears the board, and they're going to hustle it in the front court, and this is what they like to do. Up. Lost her footing inside and missed.
She still goes after that shot just in case she can get that contact. A lot of times you get that foul called even if you know you can't make the shot.
And she gets to the line a lot. She is a player who knows how to draw those fouls. Outside the top, there's going to be a traveling violation. Lifted the pivot foot that time did Isabel Smith.
A little bit of a drop step there. You know, we've been talking about the track meet that Glenwood wants to get in. That's because they're defending state track champions. And so, they'll run with you. But multi-sport athletes on both teams. We've got soccer players. We've got volleyball players. We've got softball players, cross country, track.
And they all happen to be very good at basketball as well.
Absolutely.
Inside, good block underneath, but a good job by Matheny collecting her own miss and laying it up and in.
Able to finish.
Now, that was a good job on the help by Ruzicka, but they could not get the rebound after the block. Sticking with the full court pressure a little bit longer here is Glenwood, and now trying to get it into the front court, and they do. Ruzicka well outside the arc. Back into the game with our last substitution was Camden for Glenwood, presented by IMT Insurance. Cross-court pass. Ruzicka over to the right side, and Smith. Whitty, cross-court pass, finds Paulson. Patient possession here for the Titans. Down by 3, 50 seconds left first quarter. Oh, good crossover there by Smith, but she's going to get called for a charge.
Good help, great help on the inside there.
Abby Hughes, good positioning, saw the play. It was a great dribble drive, but just
took it.
Maybe a little bit, had already kind of decided she wanted to take it all the way to the rim that time, did Isabella Smith, and she picks up the charge. More substitutions into the game, and for the first time for Glenwood, or back in the game I should say, is Brindley Arnold. And Esterling will come back in as well. We're going to see, I think, collective substitutions across the board for both of these teams frequently with the pace that Glenwood especially is wanting to play at.
Now both teams have gone 8 deep already.
Oh, good press break here. Catch by Hughes. Too far underneath the basket, though. Esterling gets the rebound. Here come the Titans. Back in the game, here's Hadley Hill. She's going to drive. She's going to stop, find Esterling. Esterling goes baseline, stops, pops, can't get the shot to fall, and the rebound to Arnold. Another sophomore, Arnold, doing good work on the board so far for as long as she's been out there. Off glass a little too short that time is Jocelyn Lewis. And Lewis Central, maybe a last possession here with 15 seconds to go. Cross, drives, kick out, Ruzicka, a 3! We're tied at 13. 6 seconds left. Glenwood in the front court. I'm not sure. Hey, Hughes has an eye on the clock, and she did not. You can see she is kind of looking at some teammates, did not ever look up to see the clock. And Lewis Central with the big 3 at the end of the quarter ties it up at 13 apiece. We'll come back with a second after this. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Central College has a new tuition price of just $18,600. That means the college experience that opens doors for a lifetime is more affordable than ever, and scholarships are still available. Apply today at central.edu.
Hey fans, Central College has a new tuition price of just $18,600. That means the college experience that opens doors for a lifetime is now more affordable than ever, and scholarships are still available. Apply today at central.edu. Lewis Central with the ball to start the second quarter, tied up with undefeated Glenwood, number 2 seed, 13 apiece. Out up top, over for another three. This one off the side of the rim for Pettipier, and the rebound to Glenwood. Not shy to run with it. Camden on the drive, short. And Whitty comes out of there with an impressive rebound, lobs it ahead to Esterling. Esterling stops and pops from 12. That's something she can do mid-range. She is not afraid of that.
Yeah, and that mid-range shot a lot of times gets forgotten about. You know, they look for the inside play or the three, and so that mid-range shot's a good opportunity.
And that was stopping on a dime in transition. Really impressive. Is look at Hop driving in. No good. Knocked away, but eventually Whitty collects it, and she'll bring it up after getting it back. She'll get into the front court. Esterling in the corner. Now she'll go baseline after her ball fake. A lot of contact. Yeah. She'll draw the foul.
And Kopp came over, was trying to help out a little bit, and just there a little bit late.
Esterling will go to the free throw line. At 64.5%. She gets there quite a bit as well. And as you mentioned, 2 fouls now.
Yeah, on Hop. Like I said, the first round game, she did foul out in the fourth quarter, so she's important to the team. She needs to be careful.
Probably going to be seeing her hit the pine for a little bit as coming back into the game is Abby Hughes, and she will replace Hop. We were seeing on the video board the Glenwood Rams kind of during the quarter break having the band in the locker room and doing some dancing in there.
Yeah, one of the fun things that the Union does here is they have each team, they take a camera in well before the game, and have the schools sing their fight song. And a lot of the girls I've talked to this week are like kind of concerned about that because they don't know the words to the fight song. So I'm seeing all the teams sitting around here with the words to their fight song. And I did talk to even the Glenwood team too. We'll see them in the third quarter with the words all written out, and they've been practicing. So just a note to future players, know your fight song.
Look at McKenna Paulson, excellent steal and pass in transition, and the layup to Whitty. Holy cow.
Whitty running the floor and getting rewarded.
Lewis Central now up by 5, and we got a foul underneath, trying to prevent the cut.
That's Esterling again.
That's 2 for her.
Yeah. Yes, it is. By the looks on her face, yeah, that's 2 for her. So she's going to get a little rest here, I think, too.
Well, let's see if Lewis Central can find a way to get it done. She is frustrated, probably about the off-the-ball foul call, but also the fact that she will have to sit down with 6:25 left in the second quarter. So 2 important players, 1 for each team, saddled with a couple of fouls here early second quarter. Here's the drive and the kick. Here's Lewis over to the right side. Bounce pass back to the top. Belly Scarborough. She'll let her rip. Hits the heel of the rim, but good rebound. Lewis inside. Camden kind of backing in here on Paulson. Tough shot. Can't get the fall. And Paulson the rebound.
Paulson, probably the shortest one on the floor right now, and comes down with that board.
And now she'll bring it up. Get her over to the right side. Isabella Smith now into the corner. Nice catch by Hill. Cross court. Paulson now into the corner. Smith looking for Whitty down low. Instead, they find a wide open look for Pettipier. That one's short, though. And Camden cleans up the board. Oh, here's the drive. Oh, that was close to a travel, but good job keeping that foot down by Matheny. And now she's fighting for possession inside. Well, driving in. Abby Hughes, acrobatic finish.
Absolutely. And I tell you, sometimes, Emery, I tend to focus on a certain set of girls, and defensively, now Glenwood's gone back to a zone. And when they're in man, it's Scarborough that draws Whitty, and that is a great matchup that's happening inside.
Now trying to, especially with Esterling out of the game, it is Whitty's show inside the arc for Lewis Central on this end. That pass was partially tipped, but Hill's able to catch it. Back to the top is Paulson.
Yeah, Whitty's calling for the ball, but she's not squared up to her passer. You got to show them your numbers.
And they're doing a good job sending a second body to kind of help, regardless of where she is. Outside, Hill fire left wing 3, rattles it in again. Her 3rd triple of the first half.
I tell you, Lewis Central's hitting from that three-point line. We expected it to be Glenwood, but Lewis Central's coming up, and they're saying, hey, that's our game tonight.
Hadley Hill 3 of 6 from 3. She shot less than 30% on the season coming in. There's an excellent fader that time by Scarborough. And now that's an NBA-style shot right there, that little inside-out fade-away jump shot. That's not one you teach too much in practice.
Yeah. We've seen a lot of NBA-type shots today, mostly from that NBA three-point line way outside.
It's kind of tempting when it's just sitting out there on the floor. And here's the three taken and missed by Pettipier, and the miss is gathered by Glenwood. Look at Matheny. She's going to dribble all the way. Lost the handle. Out of bounds. It'll stay here.
Well, and the crowd's yelling, but, of course it's gonna stay there because it was one of Lewis Central people that tipped it, and stopped the ball's trajectory. So it was a good defensive move. That means the ball stays where it's at.
Substitution brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. Back into the game for Lewis Central is Jaden Cross, replacing Paulson for what I can only imagine is a short moment here. Glenwood ball down by 4 here. Here's a 3 on the way from Camden, left short, and the rebound taken by Isabella Smith. Smith will fire it to Whitty, who will dribble it into the Lewis Central half of the floor. Gets it to Hadley Hill. Over to the left side. Pettipier, dribble drive, kick out. Smith lines it up, off the mark. Pardon, that was Cross. Smith gets the rebound. Get it back over to the left side. Hill tries another 3. She is letting her fire and letting her fly here in this first half. Can't get that one to fall, though. She's 3 of 7 from outside. Look at that inside-out dribble on the drive.
Nice.
Coral Matheny.
Nice soft touch there at the end. Didn't go in too hard.
This is a sophomore off the bench. That's the second time we've seen her go coast to coast on a drive.
Confidence in each other, trust in each other.
Whitty's pass knocked away. Good job by Smith to be able to corral that and save possession. Whitty fires a corner 3 this time, in and out. Runley Arnold comes out of there with the rebound. Looking to tie or take the lead now are the Rams. Matheny nearly lost it, gets it back. Drives, kick out, Scarborough, traveled.
Yeah, little hesitation there. She got a little excited. I think she was initially thinking about shooting.
Timeout. Glenwood will take it with them. 21-19, Lewis Central with 2.5 to go here in the first half. We got an interesting one brewing. We'll be back with more. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
At Waldorf University, we are warriors. On campus and online. In the classroom and on the field. Our work today will power tomorrow, continuing a rich tradition started in 1903. And once you're one of us, you forever are. Waldorf University, we are warriors.
Here with you live on the Girls Union Network, powered by MidAmerican Energy, as the pep band from Lewis Central getting the crowd fired up with a little Europe final countdown. As we have 2.5 minutes left here in the second quarter, Lewis Central up by 2, 21-19. A reminder, at the half, we'll talk to North Scott head coach TJ Case, his team into the state championship game. Winner of this game will play him and his team, but we'll talk to him about his victory in the semifinal round over Center Point Urbana earlier tonight. Short corner shot here, Isabella Smith from the mid-range, can't get it to fall. Good offensive rebound and putback, McKenna Pettipier.
Second chance points. Right now, Lewis Central is winning the rebounding 19-15.
And this is how they're going to have to play. You do not want to have to come from behind against an offense like this for Glenwood. 3 off the mark, and the rebound pulled down by Grace Ruzichka. Gets it to Whitty. Whitty in the front court. Little cross. Try to find Smith, but good hands and good read that time by Arnold, who was able to get her hand up at the last moment. In the front court is Abby Hughes. Thought about the drive. Now picked up the dribble and needs some help. Just fires it up. Good catch in traffic. Ellie Scarborough nearly went out of bounds, was able to reel it back in.
Yeah, she checked her feet. She looked like an NFL receiver there.
A little toe tap. Over to the right side, here is Arnold. Back to the top. Scarborough, right-hand drive. Tough shot. Can't get it to go. Rebound tipped out. Ruzicka clears it. Isabella Smith now. Lewis Central up 23-19. A little bit lower scoring, I think, in this first half than we kind of expected, especially from Glenwood. But Lewis Central, got to give them credit. They have forced a lot of that action. It's Pettipier, leaves it for Whitty. Goes to the top. Smith, over to Cross. Cross, look at that bullet pass, and it's rejected by Arnold. It was a good look to Whitty inside, but Arnold said, not today.
Great defense there by Arnold, and able to get that rejection, no foul.
Good job this time as Pettipier gets the steal and gets it ahead. Whitty, up, under, fouled.
But Matheny was slow to get up down here, kind of held her ankle.
And she was in the game. Remember, she came back in when the second foul was picked up by Jenna Hopp. It looks like they're going to have Jocelyn Lewis checking back in as well. The foul was on Scarborough. That's her first, but it'll be a two-shot foul here for Whitty.
So Megan Whitty herself specifically told me before the game, she said, we have to get off to a fast start. We cannot get into the hole. And look where they're at. I think they've executed on that pretty darn well.
Another substitution powered by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Back into the game is Jocelyn Lewis, replacing the aforementioned Coral Matheny, who might be a little shaken up from the contact she had on the other end. Is 1 for 2 for Whitty. She came in shooting 64% from the line this season. And Lewis Central does have a 5-point lead. Well, hand check foul on Whitty as she was trying to get in front of Scarborough, and that will force a 1-and-1. That's good recognition by Ellie Scarborough to go right at Whitty, who was still trying to work her way back defensively. 40.6 left. Scarborough front into the 1-and-1 on the way. Nothing but net. She's a 57% free throw shooter on the year, 11-point per game average. Second free throw on the way, and that's good as well. Full court pressure being shown here by the Rams.
Yep, straight full court man, not a zone, then they're just going to clear.
Now after the inbound pass is caught, that time by Pettipier, got it back to Whitty, and Lewis Central now back in the half court with a half minute to go. Up to the top, Pettipier left wide open. Can't get the three to fall. Rebound pulled down Scarborough.
Tough rebound there.
Lobs it into the front court of Hughes. 15 left. Camden into the middle. Shot blocked by Whitty. Whitty's got it. 10 seconds left. She takes a peek. Fires it in the front court. Here is Pettipier. Goes into the corner. Cross has her pass tipped. Saved for the moment. Inside. Got to get a shot up and unable to do so. Shot was good, but give credit to Glenwood getting a hand on a pass there that kind of messed up the flow of the offensive possession.
Gave him just enough time.
Take a deep breath, folks. Lewis Central pulled an upset in a very thrilling overtime win in the first round against Ballard. Can they do it again against undefeated Glenwood? We'll have to find out, but through a half, they're looking pretty good, 24-21. When we come back, we'll have TJ Case. We'll be talking to him about his team's victory. North Scott into the championship game in Class 4A, and give you halftime stats as well. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau.
MidAmerican Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right, you decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
They say Buena Vista University is in the middle of a bunch of fields.
Hey guys, wait up! Game on. They say our idea of fun is morning tea, and afternoon tea,
and anytime tea.
And we hang out like bumps on a log.
They say Storm Lake, Iowa isn't in the center of the action. And when we study, we're not exactly grounded.
But you know what we say.
You gotta see it to believe it.
It's game day. Brisket smoking. The stakes are huge. Full rack, baby back. Fired up, quarter pound. Fast pass, dribble down. Slam dunk. Buzzers beat.
Victory goes to Fairway, the champion of meat.
With new Casey's Rewards, you can turn pizza into school donations. Download the Casey's app and earn points you can turn into donations to the schools you care about most. Or turn points into Casey's Cash or fuel discounts. Start earning more ways to give and get a little more good. Casey's Rewards. Points for school, points for you, points for fuel, points for good. Now at Casey's, our delicious handmade taco pizza is just $13.99. Casey's, here for good.
We're at the half here live from Wells Fargo Arena, Class 4A semifinal. 6th seed Lewis Central taking on number 2 seed Glenwood with a 3-point lead at the break. Before this game, the first Class 4A semifinal hit the floor, and it wasn't easy, but North Scott remained unbeaten, the number 1 seed in the championship game, and currently find themselves awaiting the winner of this one. I'm joined by head coach TJ Case. Coach, congratulations on the win. It wasn't easy, though. Center Point Urbana gave you quite the game, but your girls were able to find a way to get some separation late. What did you see from your team as they kept fighting toward the end?
Well, yeah, they just gave great effort. I mean, CPU is a great program, and they do a good job. They're very long. It took us a little bit to figure out a little bit of the three-quarter press and where we had to attack it. So we had some turnovers early, but I thought the girls settled in. We made some adjustments and got it figured out.
Yeah, on top of that, when you take a look at the final score, 40-32, low-scoring game. We see a lot of low-scoring games here at the state tournament as well. But your team, I think the one thing that really stood out was the rebounding battle. You're able to get the 31-26 in the rebound battle as well. And when you take a look at the team shooting percentage, it seems like your players got more comfortable and were able to score with a little bit more frequency later on in the game. What did you see tonight that you would like to see get improved just a little bit before you play on Saturday?
Well, I mean, we didn't shoot the three ball very well today. I don't know why that was. Maybe their pressure closing out on us. The magnitude of the game, I don't know what it was. I think we were 3 of 19. But, you know, I told the girls we're going to continue to put it up. And, you know, for us being aggressive with our guards, with Presley and Sam and Brooke Kilberg, that opens up Grace inside. So as far as the rebounding part of it goes, they have a lot of length. When you put Catcher in one side of it, you got Goebel on the other side. We wanted to make our drops and get bodies, and we knew we couldn't give them second, third opportunities, so I thought we did that well.
Yeah, you talked about Grace Buffelli, 17 and 14, the double-double tonight, 8 of 10 from the floor as well, a huge part of what you guys are doing here. But defensively as well, 25.6% was the shooting percentage that you allowed to Center Point Urbana. And Glenwood has a lot of a way to go, but they are known for their high-powered offense and trying to run in transition. What characteristics do you like about your defense, though, that you think could match up with either of these two teams on Saturday?
I mean, we'll figure out who we're playing here in a little bit, but, you know, we'll guard anybody any way we need to get the W. So if it means we got to get out and we got to guard somebody man, we'll do it. If we've got to trap out of it, we'll trap. If we got to protect the paint and do some zone stuff, we'll do that. We know these are two really good teams, but we'll figure out who we're playing here, and we'll put a game plan together, and our girls will play hard, and we'll be ready to go.
North Scott just one win away from a state championship in Class 4A. TJ Case, thank you so much, sir, for coming by. Congratulations, and we'll see you on Saturday.
Thanks for having me.
All right, when we come back, we'll have first half statistics for our game as Lewis Central trying to pull off another shocker. They lead number 2 seed and unbeaten Glenwood 24-21. You're watching the Iowa Girls High School State Basketball Tournament powered by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Crowded lecture halls? Not anymore. Southwestern Community College is a different place. It's where we break from traditional college to do what's best for your career. It's about teaching the way you learn, having fun along the way, and giving you the experience you need for what comes next. A job and an income in as little as 1 year. That's why you go to college in the first place. Southwestern Community College. Your career starts here. Check out SWC's career-related programs at swciowa.edu/yourcareer.
It's game day. Brisket smoking. The stakes are huge. Full rack, baby back. Fired up, quarter pound. Fast pass, dribble down. Slam dunk. Buzzers beat.
Victory goes to Fairway, the champion of me.
Hey, Central College has a new tuition price of just $18,600. That means the college experience that opens doors for a lifetime is more affordable than ever, and scholarships are still available. Apply today at central.edu.
Des Moines. The S's are silent. Our city is buzzing. Catch what you've been missing today.
Welcome back live here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. Emery Songer alongside Gina Rogers. First half in the books. Gina and Lewis Central, 24-21. A little bit less scoring than I think we expected, but you got to give credit to Lewis Central for kind of neutralizing the Glenwood attack. Also,
yes,
you got to keep in mind both teams had one really key player in foul trouble for most of that second quarter. What did you see that you liked out of the Titans?
Well, out of the Titans, I'm just looking at the statistics that we got here. I see that they are currently winning the rebound battle. They've got 22. Glenwood has got 18, but the big stat there is Lewis Central's got 6 offensive boards. That's a huge stat that I'm seeing there. The other thing I'm seeing, I like the assists. We've got 7 assists on Lewis Central, and right now Glenwood's big goose egg for number of assists, so that's important as well. Shooting percentage is pretty equal, 31% for the Titans, 29 for Glenwood. But I think that you've played a team 3 times. They played on 12-17. Glenwood won 76-71. They played on January 3rd. Glenwood won 61-56. Here they're playing again on March 5th. And Lewis Central really wants to turn that tide. And so I think it's going to be important. And honestly, Emery, I say this for every game. The first 2 to 3 minutes of the third quarter, in my opinion, really set the stage for the rest of the game. Who comes out of the locker room firing on all cylinders? Who comes out with the enthusiasm and the excitement? The one thing that Lewis Central also told me is they have to keep their intensity up. They can't have any dips. And so this is an important time for them to follow through on that statement.
Well, on top of that here, Gina, 0 for 6 from 3 for Glenwood. Now, they don't shoot it nearly as much as a high-scoring team would. They like to try to get layups and shots in close, and we saw a lot of that in the first half. But just generally speaking, 0 for 6, so 0 points from outside the arc. I wouldn't say is necessarily concerned. They're only down by 3 points, but you like to see somebody maybe knock 1 or 2 of those down and kind of that sometimes can open the floodgates for other teams.
Absolutely. And you can look at that 2 different ways. Are they 0 for 3 because of the defense, because of Lewis Central's defense, or are they 0 for 3 because they're just not hitting? And a lot of times shooters have got to shoot themselves out of that kind of slump. If it's defensive, you got to look to, get some extra passes in and find the open person.
Yeah, keep in mind that not only do we have another half of basketball here, but we would expect to see more of Delaney Esterling for Lewis Central. Esterling only had 3 shot attempts. She was 2 for 3, 5 points, 3 rebounds, but missed pretty much the entire second quarter. Only played 8 minutes in that first half because she had 2 fouls. You can say the same for Jenna Hopp. She was only 1 for 6 from the floor, 4 points, 1 rebound, no assists, and she only played 7 minutes. The freshman phenom for Glenwood, she had 2 fouls as well. So I would imagine that we're going to find a couple of players there that are going to have bigger impacts and put their fingerprints all over this game as we move into the second half as well. Both teams are coming out with the same starting 5 that they had. Jenna Hopp, Jocelyn Lewis, Madison Camden, Ellie Scarborough, and Brynlee Arnold for Glenwood. And for Lewis Central, Hadley Hill, McKenna Paulson, McKenna Pettipier, Megan Whitty, and Delaney Esterling are the 5 for them. And our starting lineups both in the first half and every time that we play is brought to you by Buena Vista University. Located in Storm Lake, Iowa, Buena Vista University prepares students for lifelong success through transformational academic, professional, and co-curricular programs. Schedule your visit today at bvu.edu. So Buena Vista University sponsoring all of your starting lineups throughout the girls' high school state basketball tournament. So Glenwood will have it to start. White uniforms trimmed in their black and Vegas gold, as they call it.
Vegas gold.
Shooting down here at this hoop.
So the slogan for Glenwood this year is Rams Unite, and I'm certain they talked about that in the locker room. Ready to come out and get it started. Boy, if you're Lewis Central, you just keep your foot on the gas.
Jocelyn Lewis, a wide open 3.
That's a good start. That's a good start for the Rams.
And there's their first 3-point bucket. Took all of 15 seconds to get one to fall after going 0 for 6 in the first half.
That's going to instill some confidence, some, feeling good about shooting from the 3-point line.
Paulson, left corner. Lewis Central wearing their blue uniforms. Navy and white. With a little bit of sky blue in there as well. Cross-court passing here for the Titans. Going to be patient. Did such a good job of keeping the scoring low. Hadley Hill had 3 threes in the first half, and ring it up for her again.
She is feeling it tonight. She's running back down the court or backpedaling down the court with a great big smile on her face.
4 of 8 from 3 for her. You got to keep in mind, she was a 26% three-point shooter all of this season. As this one loose, who's going to get it? Look at the hustle by Whitty. Gets the steal. Can't finish the layup. Gets it right back, though. Dribbles inside. Good pump fake. Short on the putback, and the rebound taken by Scarborough. Glenwood dodges a bullet there on the fast break. Arnold looked like she moved the pivot foot. Nothing. Whistle. Arnold goes down to the post, working inside on Pettipier, and, that is a physical mismatch.
Yeah, absolutely. And a nice soft touch off the glass there for Arnold. So man defense here for Glenwood. They've been switching it up, man and zone. They're staying in man right now.
Esterling fouled by Arnold. Now, she did not play much in that second quarter, and give credit to Lewis Central. They were able to weather the storm without her. Esterling averaging 12 points per game. That's second on the team behind Megan Whitty, but it's her presence inside that makes such a big difference and allows Whitty to kind of be more of herself instead of having to man the middle all by herself.
Yeah, and oftentimes when you get 2 on the inside like that, you can do the high-low action, and then, cut across the lane and, one goes low, one goes high, then you cross in the lane.
Esterling made the first, second one on the way. And that one was well short. Taken on the rebound by Madison Camden. Camden looking left, gets it to Jenna Hopp. A little spin move hop, left-hand layup, missed, rebound tipped. It'll stay here. You didn't really notice it a whole lot in the first half with the sophomore, Brynlee Arnold. When she has those arms out, she's almost a foot taller or longer than anybody else she's jumping on those rebounds for. Esterling drawing the assignment down low for now on her. Out to the right side, this is Scarborough. Dribbles to the top and hands it off for Hopp. Hopp working on Paulson. Left side, Scarborough. Woody on her. Patient offensive possession here for Glenwood. Hopp into the paint, little scoop, left hand.
Yeah, no help side defense there from the Lewis Central Titans. Got to stay open to that. Somebody can step in and cause a little havoc in the middle.
28 all. 5:35 left here in the third quarter. Inside look here for Esterling, working on Arnold, blocked. Rebound tipped out, Hopp, head up, fires it, great pass, Camden, finish.
Points in transition, that's what they like to do.
Great pass from the freshman to the sophomore.
Boy, in the crowd here, we've got Western Iowa is representing here tonight. Great crowd on both sides.
It's our last game of the day here as well. As good look for Whitty inside. Good pass from McKenna Pettipier. Back and forth we go, 30 all. In the middle, Scarborough kicks it out. Hop wants a three. Yes!
Gets it. A lot of confidence coming out here in the third quarter for the Glenwood Rams.
Yeah, and Lewis Central head coach Derek Archer says we need to slow this down now. 33-30, Glenwood a 3-point lead. Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
You can see this is the pace Glenwood just thrives on, and now that they're hitting some shots, getting out into transition, excellent job by Hop on that transition look as well, firing it ahead and getting the layup for Camden.
Now that's what they want to do.
If you're Lewis Central, I mean, how do you kind of slow this down now? Because you also have to keep focusing on offense because you have to score with this team.
You do, and really the way you can do that is once you get in your offensive set, some extra passes. Look to pass, you hate to say 4 or 5 passes before you look for a shot because obviously if you got an open shot, you're going to want to take it. But, slow it down a little bit. Look to run your offense. Run through it a couple of times if you can and see if you can't find Glenwood sleeping, resting back on their heels a little bit.
4:51 left in the third quarter. Just one combined foul so far here in the period.
So they're face guarding the inbounds, and they got a defensive back in. Now they're going to drop back. So really they're just looking to get that inbounds pass. If they don't get it, they drop back to their defense. And
it has worked for the most part. Have not allowed extended runs for Lewis Central in this game. McKenna Paulson back to the top. Hadley Hill well off the mark this time.
Not that time.
She has been reliable shooting the three. If you're Derek Archer and his staff, I mean, that is your outside threat right now. I don't want to hear anything about 26% here tonight.
Yeah, right. Get a hand in her face.
She's got 4 threes. Let's keep giving her the ball and see what she can do with it. And if you're Glenwood, you can't keep leaving her open.
That's right.
No, that pass too tall that time from the freshman Hop, and it'll give it right back to the Titans. And you have a feeling both teams are trying to force as much as possible. As we're going to get a substitution here, it will be Jaden Cross, and of course all substitutions in tonight's game brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. Pettipier has a seat for the Titans. Got to keep in mind here that both these teams, I think, would love to force outside shots more than allowing them to get anything going on the inside.
Well, they've got strong inside presence, but both of them can shoot from the outside, as we've seen.
Good cut that time.
And I think that's going to be the third foul on Hop.
It is. Whitty on the slash got the handle, and when she tried to help Hop up, and your competitor out there, Hop didn't want the help.
Yeah.
She stood with her and grabbed her hand anyway. Whitty makes the first free throw. A subs for both sides into the game. In for Lewis Central is Isabella Smith, replacing Esterling for the time being. Taking a seat is Lewis and Hop with the 3 fouls for Glenwood. Into the game, Abby Hughes and Coral Matheny. Second free throw off the back iron, 1 for 2 at the line for Whitty. Here is Scarborough. Right side, going to try to drop it inside. Arnold, a piece of it, but out of bounds. It's a good job by Paulson, get her a hand on the entry pass. And for a player who's a solid 14 inches shorter than the girl she was trying to face up there, did an excellent job to not allow her a clean look.
Well, and when you do the bounce pass into the post, a lot of times they have to bring it low. If they bring it below their shoulders, that's when the Paulsons can get in there and get a hand on it.
And in the front court, Paulson thought about taking the shot. Instead goes to Smith on the right side. Hill looks at the three, doesn't take it. Cross, Smith. Over to the right side, Hill. Jab step. Got the much taller Arnold on her here. We're going to look inside. Nice pass to Whitty.
Great pass.
Jaden Cross.
Yeah, Jaden Cross with a big assist there.
I mean, that was a 2-hand soccer throw, and that was a bullet. And we're tied at 33. Ellie Scarborough, the junior. Probes, gets to Arnold. Arnold leaves it. Here's Matheny. Bounce pass. Here's a 3 from the corner. Swish.
Yes.
Stepping into it is Madison Camden, not shy off the dribble.
She was feeling it, too. She got that as it went through. She was like, yes, I pounded her fist.
36-33, and so much for struggling from outside the arc. It's a third 3 in the quarter after going 0 for 6. 3 for 3 so far in this quarter.
Yeah, that was way back in the first half. This is a whole new ball game here for the Glenwood Rams.
Adjustments have clearly been made. Here's a 3 on the other side from Cross. Rebound off the iron. Drops down to Camden. Lobs it ahead looking for Arnold. Can't reel it in.
A little too strong.
Back into the game is Esterling for Lewis Central. Also checking back in is Grace Ruzichka. Woody will have a seat, and Paulson will take a seat as well. That might be the last rest they both get for the rest of this game. Still 2:45 left in the third. All subs brought to you by IMT Insurance, of course. Lewis Central down by just 3 points. Hanging in here as they rotate through their substitutions. And they're going to get a traveling. It was a good job by Camden kind of getting in Smith's face at the last moment and made her think about taking the shot.
Right, just kind of threw her off just a little bit.
Emma Hughes back into the game here for Glenwood.
Titans fall back into their half-court defense.
Scarborough has a seat. Here's Abby Hughes. Emma Hughes, Abby Hughes both out there at the same time. Here is Coral Matheny down low. Here's Arnold working inside on Esterling. Good D by Esterling, and she gets the board.
Excellent D there by Esterling. She just held her position, didn't reach in anything. Just be a wall. That's what we always used to teach.
Over to the left side. Here is Hill. Hill trying to find Esterling, working on Arnold, big block, and then the foul coming down on Isabella Smith. That's just the first Lewis Central foul here in the second half. 2:02 to go. Jocelyn Lewis will replace Arnold, fresh off of her big rejection. Also, Scarborough once back in. And she is going to grab, she's going to get Abby Hughes. Those subs, IMT Insurance subs, go to IMTINS.com to learn more. You can be worry-free with IMT.
You know, it's good to see Coral Matheny back in here moving well after she got shook up a little bit there in the second quarter.
Right side, Hughes. She'll let it fly from NBA range. That's missed. Long rebound over the head of Esterling, and that allows Lewis to corral it.
Scarborough to set it back up.
Glenwood showing a lot of patience in the half court. If they can't get out and run, they've been very careful about the shot selection they have here. To the right, Scarborough gets a screen, hands it off. Hughes back into the corner. Scarborough tries to lob it inside. It's a tough pass. It was a great catch by Matheny, and she'll have 2 shots. I mean, that's a tough pass to make.
It is a tough pass. There's a lot of hands in there.
But it was accurate.
Yeah, she was off balance.
Ellie Scarborough is one of those players that is just, as the first free throw is short here for Matheny, she's just one of those players that does those little things so reliably.
Right. Absolutely.
As Smith comes out, Woody back in for the last 123.
Yeah, it's like we've said several times, trust. Trust and Rams unite.
And those are the kind of players that make such a big difference here at the state tournament, because a lot of teams just don't shoot it as well as usual because of the backdrop, because the big stage. I mean, we see a ton of low-scoring games at this tournament, and we're seeing another one here.
Yeah, and a lot of times those low-scoring games, as you said, are because of shooting, or it's because of great defense, and we're seeing some great defense here tonight too. So it's, you know, that's why I always say take the records and throw them out the window when you hit the floor. Look at that.
Rzichka bangs in a 3 from the right wing, and just like that, we're knotted again. Matheny missed both free throws down here, and immediately a 3 on this end. Neither team can get any breathing room.
Titans have shot 20 free throws, or 20 3-pointers tonight.
This one short, bounces out of bounds. It will go back to Lewis Central. Madison Camden tried to let that 3 go. They only shot 6 threes in the first half. That already has been answered with 5 threes in the third quarter, but they have made 3 of them. Have Glenwood throughout. More substitutions into the game presented by IMT Insurance as Hill will come out.
Yeah, Lewis Central really looking to make a dent here. This first round win, the win that they had in the quarterfinals, this is the first time they've made it to the semifinals, and they're kind of smelling it. They want to keep going a little further here.
We'll see. It looks like the Titans look content to try to get themselves into the fourth quarter. 1 shot here. And they will have first possession, at least the way it stands right now. Here's Cross. She probes, goes all the way to the rim, but left it short on this layup. It was a great look, just couldn't get it to fall. Here comes Matheny hustling down the other end. 8 seconds left. Knocked away. Whitty has it. 6 seconds. She's hustling down.
She's got time.
Her left-hand layup missed. Short. Cross goes back up. That one's short, and that's the end of the quarter. So 3 missed opportunities for Lewis Central to take a lead late, but it's still a tie ball game. 36 apiece. We'll head to the fourth quarter of this Class 4A semifinal after this. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right, you decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
With new Casey's Rewards, you can turn pizza into school donations. Download the Casey's app and earn points you can turn into donations to the schools you care about most. Or turn points into Casey's Cash or fuel discounts. Start earning more ways to give and get a little more good. Casey's Rewards. Points for school, points for you, points for fuel, points for good. Now at Casey's, our delicious handmade taco pizza is just $13.99. Casey's, here for good.
Hey, Central College has a new tuition price of just $18,600. That means the college experience that opens doors for a lifetime is more affordable than ever, and scholarships are still available. Apply today at central.edu.
Fans, as a reminder, Central College has a new tuition price of just $18,600, and that means the college experience that opens doors for a lifetime is now more affordable than ever, and scholarships are still available. You can apply online at central.edu. Fourth quarter action here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. Hadley Hill with it for Lewis Central, the 6th seed. Pulled an upset on 3-seed Ballard. There's a 5-second violation. Closely guarded, and that'll give it back to Glenwood. We're tied at 36. Glenwood comes in 25-0 this season. The number 2 seed in the tournament. And unbeaten North Scott awaits the winner of this one for Saturday's Class 4A state title game. Ellie Scarborough has it for Glenwood. Gets back to Jenna Hopp outside. Hopp, couple of dribbles, goes between the legs. The freshman goes all the way and runs over a defender, and it'll be a charge. That's 4 on Hopp.
And Hopp looks down at her feet, kind of takes a deep breath, slowly walking back to half court, knowing that she's going to probably be walking over to the bench, and she is.
Replaced by Abby Hughes. IMT insurance substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. That's a huge development here early in the fourth quarter.
Coach Rasmussen talking to her at the end of the bench, explaining to her.
And I think she just wants to be a bigger part of the offense, kind of forced it there and ended up getting called for another foul. Here's Whitty. Spins out of it. Kick out. Paulson. A 3!
Who for the Titans hasn't made a 3 tonight? They've really stepped up. They're really hitting from outside the arc.
Paulson, 35%, a little more likely to hit a 3 for her, or Hadley Hill, who's less than 26% on the season.
Doesn't matter.
She's got 4 of them tonight.
Doesn't matter, not tonight.
Scarborough out at the top. Glenwood down by 3, have not lost all year, and in fact have beaten Lewis Central twice already this season. Here on the drive, Scarborough, floater. Baseline floater, Ellie Scarborough has been so valuable tonight for Glenwood.
Absolutely. Like you said, she does all the little things, and she's reliable. She's steady.
8 points for her in this one, among other things. Here is Esterling. She's going to go cross court. Pump fake, Pettipier, drives, kick out. How about Paulson? Same spot!
Yes! Look at her pump her fist.
Back-to-back possessions, the exact same spot for Paulson. Back-to-back threes. Arnold short on this shot. Esterling gets the rebound. And now you feel if Lewis Central get a bucket here, Glenwood will need a timeout to try to calm things down.
Yeah, stop the momentum.
Pettipier outside in the left corner. Goes to Hill at the top. Here's Paulson. Paulson goes over to Esterling at the top. Little weave action. Whitty, free throw line. Got it! Timeout, Glenwood, right on cue. 5:42 left in this fourth quarter. 6th seed Lewis Central, 44. Glenwood, 38.
Full timeout.
And they are going to take the full. So let's go ahead and step aside. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you, and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Believe it when I know ya, we going high. Gotta climb to the top, but we're never gonna stop. When I know ya, we going high. We're going high.
Control.
We're back here, and fans, toward the end of this fourth quarter, we're going to have the Casey's Player of the Game, Casey IGHSAU, as always, sponsoring our Player of the Game for each game here at the state tournament. I don't know, Gina, it might be tough to pick one, and we're also kind of supposed to decide who a winner is, and
it's too close.
Right now,
it's too close of a game.
Certainly not comfortable to do that at this point. 44-38, the underdog Lewis Central, a 6-point lead. Here's Scarborough, fouled on the entry pass. Good look by Madison Camden, and it'll be a 2-shot foul. And that'll send Scarborough to the line, where so far in this one, she's 2 for 2, and also 57% on the year. And she's been solid.
She really has. So there's a candidate.
There you go.
Casey's Player of the Game.
2 for 2 again. This is a 57% shooter, and all 4 of hers have. She made it look nice and easy.
You know, when you want it, you want it.
Here in the front court, here is Pettipier. Gives it to Whitty on the left wing. Whitty finds Esterling on the drive. Tough shot in traffic, can't get the roll. Look at the follow by Pettipier and the foul. Wow.
It was good defense by Matheny on that first stop, but then that offensive board, that good just being there and ready to go up and appreciate the contact.
And you could have maybe gotten a held ball there. That was kind of in between 2 hands, but 2 sets of hands anyways, as Pettipier makes the first. And Jenna Hopp with 4 fouls, basically forced to come back in at this point. They need her offensive prowess, 13 points per game on the year. Definitely need her out there. That IMT insurance substitution. In and out on the second, however, and the rebound pulled down by Curl Matheny. And she's going to go all the way down the floor. Right hand too strong.
Yeah, bobbling the ball just a little bit there towards the end.
Hadley Hill's got it, and she'll get into the front court. Here's Whitty. Whitty to Esterling. Mid-range jump shot. Too strong.
Yeah.
Tip out. Goes to Esterling. Double pumped, and it got it to go off the glass. Biggest lead of the game for Lewis Central. 47-40, inside of 5 to play. Ball knocked away. Paulson can't get it. Hughes collects it. Glenwood just feels like they're kind of at a frantic pace right now, and they don't quite need to be yet, as Esterling blocks the shot from behind. Paulson lobs it ahead. Pettipier dribbles in the front court. She'll settle it down. Esterling. Timeout, Lewis Central. I love that timeout by Derek Archer.
Good decision.
Just calm everybody down.
Right.
Full timeout, so we'll take it with them. 47-40, Lewis Central the lead. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
At Waldorf University, we are warriors. On campus and online. In the classroom and on the field. Our work today will power tomorrow, continuing a rich tradition started in 1903. And once you're one of us, you forever are. Waldorf University, we are warriors.
4:26 left in regulation. Lewis Central 47, Glenwood 40 here on the Girls Union Network, powered by MidAmerican Energy. Lewis Central with the ball, looking to try to expand this 7-point lead. Emery Songer, Gina Rogers with you. The nightcap of today's action, Class 4A semifinal. Winner will play undefeated number 1 seed North Scott on Saturday in the Class 4A championship. Up top, Hadley Hill for the Titans. Over to Esterling. Delaney Esterling drives in, leaves it for Pettipier. Rotated into the corner.
Yep, just run your offense here. Take care of the ball. You've got the lead. Take some time off the clock. Slow things down. Be patient. and just have a good set.
Not
what you wanted there, but Scarborough hustles in, gets the steal.
Yeah, Whitty just a little bit too tall for Esterling. Here's Hop. She'll let go a 3. Heel the rim. Pulled down by Pettipier. Not a bad look, though, for one of your better scorers.
But same thing. I'm seeing Coach Archer here. We're going, think about it. Make good decisions with the ball. Really take care of it. Run some time off the clock.
Up by 3 possessions, but still 3:40 to go. Running time is certainly the first priority you want to do here if you're Lewis Central.
Just settle things down. Oftentimes that's one of the most difficult things to do is teach a team how to play with a lead. Let the other team come at you.
Not a bad foul there by Matheny. They came with a screen, and Pettipier used it from Whitty, and she tried to slide through the screen and committed the foul, but that's just the 5th team foul, and we're getting kind of already close to the idea of maybe you want to start getting them to the free throw line to extend the game.
Exactly.
McKenna Paulson gets it over to Whitty. Whitty guarded closely by Scarborough. Jab step gets her out of the way. Gets it to Esterling. Esterling goes cross court to Whitty. Just playing a little offensive basketball here. Esterling picked up the dribble, though.
Tight D there by Matheny, yep.
And then there's the foul on Scarborough. You got to just keep coming back to the basketball because as soon as that dribble's picked up, that 5-second count happens awfully fast.
Absolutely. And if you're an official, you get that arm going so everybody's aware that you've got that count going. We talked about it before the game. Officials' mechanics are important.
So it'll be an inbound here, and that was the 6th team foul on Glenwood for Scarborough, just her 2nd. With 3:11 left, the next foul will put Lewis Central into the 1-and-1s. Here's Paulson, well outside the arc, just stretching it out. Gets it over to Pettipier. Pettipier picked up by Hop, who's playing with 4.
Yeah, and if you're Glenwood, you got to go for the ball. You got to get after it. You got to have the ball.
Good drive, Pettipier with the right hand. Good look by Whitty. Just kind of saw Glenwood fall asleep defensively there and got ball watching.
If you got an open layup, you got to take it.
Here is Hughes, draws a foul. That is a clutch move by Hughes to try to get that call. The Lewis Central sideline just not pleased with the way that was called or perceived. But the sophomore Abby Hughes, knowing got to get moving here, and it'll get to the line for 2.
Absolutely. And on the opposite side, that's only the 4th team foul for Lewis Central. Comes up short on that one.
Hughes on the season, 66% from the free throw line as Hill will come out. It will be Jaden Cross, who we've seen, very good passer. She's back into the game. Second one, got it for Hughes. That makes it an 8-point lead, 49-41. Esterling leaks out. They get it to her. Matheny fouls her and Ward!
Yeah.
Hoop in the harm, Delaney Esterling!
They just lost sight of her back here. They were guarding the inbounds pass, and Esterling just kind of snuck back and was back here by herself on the other side of the half-court line.
What a pass from Paulson to trigger the inbound. She's been doing it all game long. But
Great job.
That's the first time she's ever needed to look deep.
Yep.
Esterling completes the 3-point play. 52-41. Glenwood and Hughes again all the way, and the foul.
So she's able to go hard, and what's great is to be able to get the contact and still finish. Step up, get the free throw.
If you were to tell me this team was down double figures with less than 3 minutes to play, and it would be Abby Hughes, a sophomore off the bench, that would be initiating every offensive play, I would be surprised. But she completes another 3-point play here. Get it back down to 8.
Well, back at the Sugar Bakery in Glenwood, they'd tell you Rams unite.
Cross, nowhere to go with it. Lobs it into the front court, and it's stolen by Scarborough. Lobs it ahead. Camden can't get the finish. Whitty the rebound, gets it to Esterling. Esterling one-on-one down here. She's going to go right at Matheny.
Look at that smile on her face as she's coming back down the court.
Matheny just does not have the height to be able to deal with that one-on-one in the fast break. Scarborough leaves it. Camden a 3. No. Rebound. Pulled down by Pettipier. Up by 10 with 2 minutes left. There's a foul. 1-and-1 coming for Pettipier.
That's going to be 5 on Hop.
The freshman just could never really get it going. 9 points, 2 rebounds, and assist. And this will be the end for her for this game, and it's going to take some of her teammates to help pull them back here with 2:03 to go, down by 10
There's time. It's possible. They can do it. But boy, Lewis Central has really done such a great job. They've really executed their game plan since the tip.
Pettipier to the free throw line. 77.5% on the year. Nothing but net.
Steps up, gets a second, gets it to fall.
You know, free throws at this juncture of a game are so crucial.
So crucial. That I say it every broadcast.
Look at the defense from Paulson. Basically was eating a forearm to the chest all the way down the floor from Hughes, and then the ball squirted out of bounds. No foul, and the ball out of bounds to Lewis Central. Glenwood calls time. 1:56 to go. And now I think it's time for us to give away our Casey's Player of the Game by Casey's General Store. And a lot has happened the last 5 minutes or so, and we were kind of thinking this game was in the balance. Who do you have, Gina?
Well, I'm deciding between Paulson, who's really done a lot of the work, and Hadley Hill. You know, I got to give her credit, stepping up, especially in the first half and getting some of those threes to fall. Not really her role, but I feel like she kind of was the spark and kind of made things start happening. So once again, I'm torn. I'm going to go either Hadley Hill or McKenna Paulson.
Yeah, let's go.
You break the tie.
I'm going to go. Paulson had 2 huge threes here in the fourth quarter, but Hill's 4 threes are so out of.
Absolutely.
26% three-point shooter to hit 4 of those in this game when you need every bit of offense. I think you're going to have to go with her. And I'd like to remind you, Casey General Store is proud to sponsor the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and today's player of the game, Hadley Hill. Casey's at the heart of many Iowa communities as Pettipier, trapped in the backcourt, gets it to Paulson. And there's the foul. Paulson will go to the free throw line. Casey's General Stores is at the heart of many Iowa communities, cheering on our local teams and fans and making sure there's fresh pizza ready, win or lose. Sign up for new Casey's Rewards, the rewards program that gives back by letting you redeem points for Casey's Cash, fuel discounts, or donations to local schools. So Paulson, the chance for a 1-and-1 here, makes the first. The moment can get big when you're ahead and you know you're trying to put a game away. Not for Lewis Central in this scenario. And remember, they were down late in overtime and were able to find a way to get the win against Ballard the other day. And here they are up 14, less than 2 minutes left on the number 2 previously unbeaten Glenwood Rams.
Yeah, and just watching Coach Archer on the sidelines, got a smile, laughing, chewing that gum, boy. It's getting a good workout tonight.
Scarborough catch and shoot 3, off the mark, rebound, ripped down by Pettipier. Her pass knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Lewis Central.
There's Abby Hughes getting her hands in there, really working hard tonight. She's had a great game.
Yeah, she's been really the focal point late.
She's been a spark, that's for sure.
Now just trying to get the ball inbounded. Paulson finds Pettipier, splits the defense, lobs it ahead, and gets it to Whitty. Whitty slows it down. Now we'll go inside, leave it for Esterling. Gets it out to Paulson, who will dribble it back out to the top.
Yeah.
And Hill, there's the foul. And now it'll be Hadley Hill to go for her turn at the free throw line. 55% on the season. She is one of the few players we've seen and hasn't gone to the line yet tonight.
So that's one of the things we talked about is the importance of free throws. You know, I say it often. Kids, if you're spending time in the gym, I know you want to work on three-pointers, but I'm telling you, work on those free throws. They're important.
Hill, in and out. 1:12 to go. That's the first free throw miss for Lewis Central since they went on that big run. This game was tied at 36. Well, that seems like a long time ago as Hill makes the second. 15-point lead. Did you ever see this coming?
Well, this was their game plan. This is what they said. They want to keep their energy up.
Tough shot by Scarborough. Gets it to fall and timeout Glenwood.
Scarborough continuing to work hard.
It'll be a 30-second timeout. Now, for Glenwood, 13 points may be too much to come back from in 62 seconds, but we cannot tell you enough how impressive this season was. In the regional tournament, absolutely blew through both Harlan and Lamar's. Third time in school history, first time since 2012 they've been at this tournament. And I know when you're undefeated and you come up here, second-year head coach Brian Rasmussen is going to tell you, we wanted a state championship for this team.
We did, yeah.
But you can tell this Lewis Central team, it just has a Destiny-type feel for them.
Yeah, they're young. I mean, we say this a lot, but, you know, we're going to see them again. And These kids are tough. We talked about, them being state track champs with no track. I mean, they were flooded all last spring. They had to run in the halls. They didn't have any water. They were drinking bottled water. These are tough kids. This one's going to sting. I'm looking at them on the bench right now. Yes, it stings, but you know what? We're going to see them at Wells Fargo Arena again. I'm sure of it.
Esterling will slow it down and get fouled by Hughes. You look at their roster, speaking of Glenwood, yes, 25-0 to this point. Jocelyn Lewis is the only senior that we have seen play in this game.
Yeah, also Haley Sell, also another senior on the roster. But, yeah, 2 on the entire roster.
Esterling's first free throws were in double bonus time. Got it.
Not to mention, Emery, that Glenwood Ram mascot is pretty awesome. That's in my top 5 mascots.
I mean, and we saw the Storm and Pointer for center point Urbana as well. These mascots are a different breed.
I'm telling you, the Sioux City East Black Raider was pretty impressive, too.
Gotta love it. The fanfare of high school basketball as Lewis hits a three. The senior able to get a bucket here as time continues to run out with 50 seconds to go. Inbound pass knocked out of bounds. Paulson will get another try to send it inbounds. Still a 12-point lead for Lewis Central with 41.3 left in regulation. Lewis Central looking to try to finish this one out and get themselves into the state championship game. As Lewis commits the foul, Esterling will be the one to go shoot more free throws. She is 4 of 6 tonight at the line.
So the Titans got past the first round for the first time, and not only are they going to do that, they're going to go all the way to the championship this year.
39.7 left. Just trying to ice this one. A little short on that one, rolls around and out.
Emery says ice, and for those of you who aren't aware, there is ice underneath this floor here in Wells Fargo.
When you're sitting here, it gets a little chilly.
It's a little chilly. Absolutely does.
Iowa Wild's got their ice just hanging out. We're not playing on the ice, obviously, but there's ice under the floor.
Yeah, and we're aware of it.
And we are, familiar. Esterling makes the second. 34 seconds left. Here's a three from Camden. That one no good. Long rebound out of bounds. It'll go back to Lewis Central.
I'm watching Coach Archer there, that gum. He is giving that gum a workout, but boy, he's got a smile.
The celebration is going to be a loud one.
You can see
you can see the Ram in the background as a steal. Hughes lays it up and in. Puts it down to an 11-point lead for Lewis Central. Clock doesn't stop in the last minute like it does in college basketball as this is tipped out of bounds. It'll stay here. 19.1 left. Lewis Central with Pettit here now to trigger. Gets it to Whitty. Ahead, Hadley Hill. She'll drive down the floor. 15 seconds left. Glenwood. It looks like they're going to call him off. And that'll be it. Lewis Central, the 6th seed, moving into the state title game in Class 4A. 62-51 defeats previously unbeaten Glenwood. And they'll play another unbeaten foe, North Scott Lancers, awaiting them on Saturday for the Class 4A state championship game.
Well, they've been the giant killers so far here this week, so they're ready for the challenge, I'm sure.
These teams shake hands without further ado. Let's see them move themselves to the bracket and Glenwood get their semifinalist trophy. Let's send it over to PA announcer Joe Hammond for the awards presentation.
Team are asked to greet their team on the South Concourse behind sections 122 and 124. Fans, please direct your attention to the court for the awards presentation. In addition to receiving medallions, each participating player will receive a commemorative basketball provided by the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Presenting awards from the IGHSAU are Gary Ross and Gene Berger. Congratulations to head coach Brian Rasmussen and the Rams from Glenwood on an outstanding basketball season. And now, McKenna Paulson will advance her team to the next round on the official bracket at center court. Hey, Lewis Central fan.
62-51, the final. Lewis Central. How about them Titans? They're going into the championship game as a 6 seed. Now, we've seen lower seeds in this tournament make runs, and it is March, you know, so basketball games tend to get a little bit crazy, Gina.
Madness, as they say.
Now, for Glenwood, I know they didn't think of this as a walkover by any means. They were certainly prepared. They'd seen this team twice, only 5 points, both games they had played, and they had gotten the win. But at least from my vantage point here, Lewis Central is a team I would not want to be playing. And I know North Scott watched with a lot of interested eyeballs over here. I saw them sitting over here watching the second half, especially of this game.
Yeah.
That is going to be a barn burner on Saturday.
It's going to be a great game. I really look forward to it. But, boy, what a game here tonight. Lewis Central really executed, did everything that they wanted to do. And Glenwood, you know, it stings. But you had a great year, and we'll see you again.
Yeah, they did get 4 threes in the second half, but went 4 of 10 from 3 after going 0 of 6 from 3 in the first half. Did Glenwood. Never really got that outside game working consistently beyond a little bit of a hot spurt to start the third quarter. On the other side, 39% field goals. I mean, the field goal percentage wasn't really different. It was the free throws down the stretch that helped Lewis Central put this game away. But you look at the rebounding, 37-29. That's a big edge for Lewis Central. 15 to 4 assists as well. A lot of in transition, Glenwood basically just puts their head down. They try to get to the bucket, and they have a lot of finishers that can do that. But when that wasn't working, there really wasn't a proactive plan B that they could rely on. And you got to give a lot of credit to the defense in the half court for Lewis Central.
Absolutely, and we talked about the rebound battle, but Lewis Central also had 10 offensive boards. And so you look at the second chance points off of those offensive boards. And, you know, again, I say it, after talking to the Lewis Central girls, and I actually talked to the girls, not the coaches, but the girls, prior to the game, and they told me exactly what they wanted to do. Don't get in a hole. Keep that energy up. Get a fast start. And I feel like they executed right on track there. So, yeah, they're pumped. They're ready to go. They're, it's all cliches here. Like you said, it's the underdog. It's March Madness. It's the giant killer. Any cliche you can throw out, we've got it for the Lewis Central Titans here this year.
Yeah, a big battle between two teams from Western Iowa ends in an upset. 6 seed Lewis Central moving into the state championship game where they'll take on North Scott, who has been a juggernaut all season long.
Yeah.
But I still think if there was a team I wouldn't want to see, it is Lewis Central. So we could have gotten 2 teams that were Titans, so to speak, undefeated going into a championship game, but I think there's a lot of interesting storylines with the actual Titans of Lewis Central taking on North Scott in the championship on Saturday. Gina, this was really fun.
It was fun.
Had
Thank
a blast
you.
sitting with you and picking your brain about stuff. And I know that we have a real busy next couple of days, both you over on the PA, calling some games. I'm back here tomorrow morning calling some more semifinal action, and then Saturday we determine 5 state champions, and it should be a good time here at Wells Fargo Arena.
Yes, we'll have state champions, we'll have Hall of Famers, we'll have honor teams. There's lots going on here at the Girls State Tournament.
Yeah, and on behalf of Gina Rogers, Evan Taylor, our producer, I'm Emery Songer, and I thank you for watching our live broadcast here of the 2020 Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.